Hi, and welcome back to Wicked Ones Tarot. My name is Carmen. I've missed you. Today we have a reading that I'm pretty excited about because the first two cards that came out were Beloved and Prosperity. So we're talking about love and money. And I feel like we're talking about these two things coming to somebody that has waited a while, that may have some people along the sidelines that were doubtful. Maybe they were unwilling to see your potential or unwilling to see your perspective, and they're going to see that. So there's a lot of good karma coming to you. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see where this goes. Let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind-chanting. I've been sick. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. You probably can a little bit. So I've missed you. Thank you for being patient. Thank you to folks like Miss Joanna for wishing me well while I was not feeling so great. Tiana, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. We're going to dive in and see what else we have for you with this exciting reading. The numbers on those cards, by the way, are 24 and 17. Bounty Hunter and Settlement in the reverse. I think there's something here about someone feeling like they were entitled to a piece of your pie, or there's somebody here who felt like you should settle in terms of what you were shooting for in your career, or maybe even in terms of your love. But I feel that your dedication to what you wanted for yourself is coming into play and making things come to fruition. I think your sheer determination has made a big difference in terms of how things actually play out for you. I want a couple more from this deck. Like somewhere there are people talking about how you don't give up. We have sold, moving, physical location change, and magnetic, unexplainable pull or can't resist. There was at some point a move that really shook things up, and it's kind of like in my mind, what I'm seeing is when you're playing pool and somebody doesn't have necessarily a specific goal with their shot, aside from breaking things up because maybe that original break didn't really do its job. I feel like somebody's doing that, right? Like it's time for my life to be a little bit different. So I'm going to shake things up a little bit and see how they turn out, and it sets you on a course to collide with somebody that has very similar energy. And I feel like right out of the gate, you have some great conversations and attraction. Hi there, Ben. How are you? Hello, Mike. How's it going? We're going to go with the Tattoo Tarot, see what else we have for you. Three of Cups, Two of Cups. There's going to be a celebration, a date, or even like an anniversary. I think this is more so a date. Depending on when you see this, this is either something that's just happened or something that's about to happen. But I feel like there are people who see the sparks flying in this event or date. I think this is two people that are generally pretty good at steeling themselves to their emotions. I don't mean that negatively. I mean, these are people that know how to um, present the emotions that they want to present, and they can maybe put on a smile when they're having a rough day, or they can hide it if they're upset. But there's something fairly emotional about them at this date, because it feels like things are moving forward in a way that promote stability or something real. I think there's almost like a discussion about feeling lucky, like prosperity is a thing, right? For some of you, maybe you just feel like you hit the jackpot with regards to love, but I think this is something that impacts multiple areas of your life. Yeah, I think absolutely this is both love and money. So to have had the King of Pentacles come out and then the Eight of Pentacles and the Empress, this is somebody who's working hard, mastering a skill, approaching, basically like expert level or master. And then we have Empress. And the Empress is somebody who is generally quite creative, can be a mother, doesn't have to be, could be just like a very caring, like maternal individual. But this is somebody who has been working, but not necessarily getting the payoff. And now the payoff is coming through. So, I mean, this is a great reading. You've got things that are going to go well for you in multiple ways. You may have felt like things were delayed for you in terms of an enterprise of yours or an application of yours, a promotion. Some kind of blockage has been removed. Yeah, action is going to resume. Three of Pentacles, Justice in the reverse, Eight of Wands. There has something to do with your work or your community. There's been some sort of injustice here. Something has been off. A payment blocked, a career ended, a pivot stalled, and now things are going to start moving. It's like I see, what were those called? A mill that's going back into rotation again. Not hard to imagine how I saw that, considering the Eight of Wands card has a circular shape here. But we've got action resuming where it was stalled out. So things are moving forward for you. I wonder what happened here. It's like you said something or you let go of something and it started the Wheel of Fortune for you. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Knight of Wands in the reverse. High Priestess. You listened to your intuition. Eight of Cups in the reverse. You had to come back to something, some thought that you had before about what wasn't working for you. I think for many of you, this is you admitting there was something within yourself that was causing you issues, whether it was in your career or in your love life or both. And I feel like by addressing that, or even just being honest with yourself that you needed to address that particular thing, there was movement that started again. So always listen to your intuition, kiddos. I think you have called in some beautiful things just by being honest with yourself. This is the Egyptian Tarot. Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Three of Wands. Yeah. It's interesting. The Four of Swords in the reverse is underneath the Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles. Obviously, threes are important because now we also have the Three of Wands. So you may be seeing 333 a lot. But we've got a situation here where you've been putting yourself out there. I think you've made new friends. I think you've made an effort in terms of how you connect with others, and it's brought you out of a feeling of loneliness. This is bringing in good things for you. So maybe you were told you needed to walk away from the hermit era of your life. Maybe you were told it was time to hop on a dating app. Maybe you were told it was time to make some friends. Whatever you did, you took initiative. With the King of Wands, whatever your gender is, you decided, okay, well, this is something I can conquer. This is something I can do. So I'm going to do it. And Eight of Swords in the reverse, you did something to free yourself. You freed yourself from the situation. Four of Pentacles in the reverse by letting go. So maybe you let go of some concerns in terms of meeting new people. Maybe you let go of a betrayal that had made you a little bit wary of people. I think that happens to pretty much all of us, right? There are some situations that make us nervous to interact with people. But my general perspective is there's no one out there important enough to be given such power that you cease to connect with other humans. Okay. Do we need to lick our wounds sometimes? Do we need to have some alone time? Yes, of course. But there's no one out there that deserves that kind of power over my life. I'm going to connect with new people. So we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse, clarifying your Knight of Wands in the reverse. That's to me very immature energy. So to be honest, what I'm envisioning is somebody who is like reading a book at a bar for some reason, and there are people trying to come up and speak to you, and it's like there's a plexiglass right there. Like, now I'm reading my book and none of you are worth my time. And then we have this Queen of Swords, which, by the way, is my favorite card of all of the cards that I have. This Queen of Swords is patting the spot next to her, saying, come sit down for a little bit. So here's what I think. You have rejected a number of people, maybe even gotten a little bit bored of dating apps or bars or getting set up on dates, whatever it is. I think you've finally gotten to the point now where you feel like there's somebody that you can connect with. Somebody has made it past the gate. Queen of Wands, Empress in the reverse. Because here's the problem. You, whatever your gender is, are the Queen of Wands. You are also the Queen of Swords. So that means, how do I explain this? You're smart. You've learned a lot from the difficulties that you've endured, okay? You've been able to improve upon your discernment. You can call out or identify somebody who's fake much more readily than you could before. And I feel like any hint of emotional manipulation or somebody who's codependent, somebody that would build a toxic connection rather than a healthy one, you can see that shit coming a mile away. You draw in some of this energy because you are empathic or highly intuitive. Like a moth to a flame, people who are kind and caring will draw in those that seek to use that kind of energy. But you identify it quickly and you say, no. But we have the King and the Queen of Wands, right? Normally I would say this is about divine counterparts, but to be honest, what I'm seeing here is more so the idea that in your solitude or in that era where you weren't really connecting to a lot of other people, you became two sides of the same coin. You figured out how to leverage the feminine and the masculine within you. Strength, justice. Yeah. You figured out how to make the right decisions regarding matters of the heart. King of Chalices. I'm not going to allow somebody to be a part of my life unless they have the right approach, unless they know how to listen to their intuition and make the right choices. Eight of Wands, the Tower in the reverse, and the World. Some of you may have changed your perspective in terms of when you're willing to have sex with somebody. So for some of you, this is becoming more focused or intentional on only having sex with people that you would consider having a relationship with. Some of you have changed your perspective in terms of what your deal breakers are. You might be only looking for people who don't get drunk. You might only be looking for people who also have children. You might only be looking for people that have the same religion. I feel like you've learned very precisely what works and what doesn't. And as a result, you really only communicate or take action towards those that have the same perspective or approach to life as you, because you're not really interested in starting a new cycle with somebody that you feel like you have to teach that to, right? Like you either get it or you don't. And if you get it, then you can ride this ride. But if not, then why don't you go buy some cotton candy? Ooh, let's switch to another deck, shall we? We're going to get a few from the Energy Oracle. Wow. Yup. So there is a connection that is built on two people dealing with, hi there, Miss Joanna, putting the pieces back together after a broken heart. But we have number 45 and number 9, man holding a heart and broken heart. Lessons learned because of a love situation that didn't really go the way they wanted it to. This is the Edgar Allan Poe. Six of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Cups in the reverse, Judgment in the reverse. This masculine energy that is, I think, retiring this broken heart is somebody who made they made a decision in their youth or in their haste. I don't know. This is kind of like immature energy, right? They made a bad decision and it impacted their love life for a long time. So for many of you, this could be somebody who decided, to cheat on their partner or to help someone else cheat on their partner or to do something that they knew they shouldn't have done. And that choice in love had consequences for a long time. I think for many of the people that I'm reading for, this is somebody who had years to make it up to the universe what they chose to do in their love life initially. Hi there, Peggy. How are you doing? We have the Magician, Death in the reverse, Five of Pentacles, and the Sun in the reverse. So because there was some sort of okay, so this card, this Magician card, almost always makes me feel like we have somebody that was trying to hide their true identity because the crow or the raven is right in front of where the face would be, right? I think somebody pretended to be somebody they weren't. We could have like a situation of like a catfish. We could have somebody saying they were single when they weren't. We had some sort of falseness here that went on for too long, and should have taught this person a lesson, but didn't. So there was then a period of life for this person where they felt like they were upset or left out. They weren't a part of the community, maybe judged. I'm getting like images from Beauty and the Beast. So like somebody who's like literally off on their own, but like people know about them, right? I'm not saying you're a beast or that you're a Disney character, but I do feel like there were consequences for this person for an immature choice in love. We have the Fool in the reverse, the Three of Cups in the reverse, and the Page of Wands in the reverse. Bad news for a foolish decision, likely something that caused social connections to fade or have issues. Three of Cups in the reverse can also be about infidelity. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. So we have somebody here that wasn't willing to put in the work when they needed to. They could have done things the right way, but chose to be a little bit shady about it instead. Eight of Cups in the reverse. So this manipulative energy came back to them. Ace of Wands and the Hermit. So it took a while. Whoever this energy is, likely this man holding a heart, has learned their lesson, but they took the long path. And there's a new opportunity, but they have to demonstrate that they've learned what they needed to learn from this other issue, right? All right, let's get a few from the Fairy Lenormand. Hi there, Redbeard. How are you doing? Oh, this is so adorable. Look, it's been a long road. It's been a difficult path. There's definitely been some loneliness and some codependency, but somebody is stumbling upon real love and stability. Somebody that they can build a future with, somebody that they can have a home with, maybe build a family with, whatever that looks like to you. These are some of the sweetest cards that I have in the Lenormand. Love and House. So we have somebody that's looking at building a future. All right, we got to pull a few from the Romance Angel Oracle. See what else we have for you. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. How do you want this to proceed? It looks like you have some measure of control. So focus on that, right? Hello there, Venus. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you all enjoyed the reading. I did absolutely miss you, so thank you for coming around and watching another reading. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. Big hugs to you all, and have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you in the next reading.